Hey, what's going on everybody? Ready here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be doing an account upgrade for Augustus McCrae. The first couple of things we're going to work on is Spider 20 and Fire Knight. Currently, his Fire Knight is a little bit slow. 5 minutes 43 seconds. He's going with the safe build here, or the safe team with Skull Crusher. We're going to get rid of that and probably add another Cold Heart or Venus or something along the lines to make this a lot faster. Also on his Spider, he is currently stuck on Spider 19. We're going to be able to, after looking through his champions, we're definitely going to be able to beat Spider 19 and 20. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm working with. This account actually has really nice champions. It just needs a little bit of tuning with gear. Now, the first person when we're trying to beat Spider is to look at Miscreated Monster. This is my go-to, always, 100% of the time. He's absolutely amazing for Spider progression, for Spider farming. He does have champions where he doesn't necessarily need Miscreated Monster, and he can go ahead and Zerg the Spider, but decreased defense from Venus and Draco can get resisted sometimes. When that happens, a Spider can fail if you're doing a Zerg setup with multiple Cold Hearts or Royal Guards. So in order to have a very reliable overnight farming team, we're going to add Miscreated Monster to the group. Looking at his stats, he has 69,000 hit points. I like that number a lot. But I don't like that he doesn't have 100% crit rate. He doesn't have crit damage. And he could use a little bit more accuracy. Also, with his masteries, I'm not a fan of defense tree with Miscreated Monster, so we're going to go ahead and respec and get him some more critical damage there. Looking at his Cold Hearts have too much crit rate, not enough speed, plenty of accuracy, but we can actually get rid of some of that. With his second Cold Heart, it's the same thing, too much crit rate, not enough speed, not enough accuracy here. So we're going to go ahead and try to build two really good Cold Hearts and Miscreated Monster to kind of start off with Spider. Also, his Stag Knight is going to be really good on Fire Knight and Spider with his decreased speed on A1 and a 2-hit. A1, he's good for Fire Knight, and with the decreased speed, he's good for Spider. So I'm going to go ahead and re-gear Stag Knight. 2 Cold Hearts, Miscreated Monster, and probably a Lure for Fire Knight. If you take a look here, she could use just a little bit more speed if we can get it, maybe a little bit tankier. She does have 100 crit rate or over 100 crit rate, so let's see if we can try to get rid of some of that. He also has 341 accuracy, which is not necessary, so we're going to get rid of some of that as well. Maybe we can do more damage, maybe we can do more speed, but either way, we definitely have a few champions to rework. After we do Fire Knight and Spider, I'm probably going to show you guys the progress on that. We're also going to be working on the Clan Boss team. I don't exactly know who we're going to use on the Clan Boss yet. I have to go ahead and look through his artifacts. I'm going to go ahead and get to work, re-gearing a bunch of these champions, and I will show you the progress after I am done. It would take way too much time on video for me to actually show all this process of re-gearing, but I will show you guys all of the gear that I end up changing, and I will also explain the reasons why I am changing that gear. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll be back when I have made some progress. I was helping him farm some dragon, leaving it on auto battle overnight and things like that. We didn't have some lifesteal gear to gear the clan boss properly. We were also short on some speed gear, so we went ahead and got all of that. Arbiter, we gave her, she gained about, let's say, 42 speed, I think. Rosin, we ended up gearing for clan boss at one point, but we had to change it because we're using Draco. We couldn't really get him to do a lot of damage, so it was better to use somebody else. We also re-geared Monster for Spider 20. He has almost 60,000 health, 167 speed, 100% crit rate, decent crit damage, 209 accuracy. He could use a little bit more hit points and speed if we can get it at one point. This ring can be upgraded, but we're getting low on silver. And then we change the lure a little bit. She has over 200 speed. She still has a little bit too much accuracy. And her health and defense are higher, so that way she can survive if Fire Knight gets a hit off. Then we also went ahead and built one Cold Heart. 187 speed, 75% crit rate, 237 crit damage. Obviously, we can lose 5% crit rate here and get more crit damage, but we couldn't with the gear that we had. 210 accuracy, which is perfect for Spider 20 and Fire Knight 20. And we also gave her a defense percentage chest here because we couldn't find a good hit points percentage one. Sometimes she'll die from Fire Knight if the Fire Knight gets a hit off, but that's what we have Arbiter for. We also regeared one of the Royal Guards. 104% crit rate, 269 crit damage. Accuracy could be higher, but that will increase with the Great Hall. Speed could also be higher, but that's what we can get for now. And then he has decent hit points. I will go ahead and show the Clan Bus gear after this. Venus stayed about the same. So I'm going to go ahead and run Fire Knight. If you remember before, the run was over 5 minutes. Now it's right around 2 minutes. Increasing the speed on Arbiter made this easier. Giving Cold Heart more speed and damage made this faster. Honestly, this team wasn't even used to begin with. And then giving Allure more speed and survivability let her survive if the Fire Knight actually gets hit. Most of the time, Fire Knight doesn't get a turn. If we get unlucky, he will, but Cold Heart can die there. That's fine. That's what Arbiter is here for. It's very lucky that this account was able to pull Arbiter because this makes things a lot easier. Alright. Now, if the RNG doesn't work to our favor, or the way the turns don't work in our favor, Cold Heart will fire off Heartseeker into the shield, which is not what we want. But we all know that that's what she does sometimes, so what can you do? The main goal was to reduce the time of this dungeon, and it is now twice as fast as it was before. So really not bad at all. If we can get another Cold Heart geared better to where she has more speed, we can go ahead and run a second Cold Heart here instead of Rosin. But Rosin also helps us control the waves, so that way people are not dying as much. Seeing as how we're not like one-shotting every wave, we're not using a Zerg strategy, this works pretty fine. So see here, Fire Knight's going to get a turn. Oh, actually, no, I lied. No turn for Fire Knight. Because, as I was mentioning earlier, Cold Heart fired up Heartseeker into the shield. We're getting also unlucky here, so this is actually a good show because we're not really proccing as many decreased turn meters with the lure as we normally do. And even when that doesn't happen, everything still works out perfectly fine. Our fastest run was like 2 minutes 20 seconds, but this usually runs, I think 240-ish or so is the highest. It was obviously going to be higher now that I'm doing the video, but it averages out around 2 minutes and 30 seconds every run. Okay, defense percentage boots, no speed, we're going to get rid of those. Alright, and then we also worked on Spider. We were stuck on Spider 19. We are now able to clear Spider 20 between 45 seconds and like a little bit over a minute. Now, Venus isn't here for the HP burn. This is pretty much the fastest team that I could get going. If I can get Coldheart above 200 speed, or once we're able to get more gear, I will go back to the account and help him out more. Once Coldheart can get more speed, this HP burn is actually going to take more effect than it currently does. Because Heart Seekers are going to go off before the spider eats, and those HP burns are going to take. And we're going to be able to probably get, I don't know, 10-15 seconds off the spider run. But this still works out really nicely. Monster shield is very big, so Coldheart can tank without a problem. Sounds weird saying Coldheart can tank, but that's what Monster does. He's amazing. We do have Draco as well on this account, but he is used on Clan Boss, so he's a little bit too slow. There we go. I think this is Heart Seeker here. Yep, and there it is. 1 minute 9 seconds. Like I said, a lot of the times it will run under a minute, and from not being able to do Spider 19 and 20, being able to farm Spider 20, this is 100% success rate no matter what happens. Even if Venus gets resisted on the decreased defense and weakened, the run will be a little bit longer, but this is a 100% run, so perfect for overnight farming, perfect to get accessories that we are currently lacking on this account. Now for the Clan Boss team, also, if you notice here, before he was in Gold 2, we were able to farm Gold 4 pretty easily now. I did like 94 matches today. I was doing some account upgrading on stream. 94 matches today, we lost 2. We climbed all the way up to Gold 4 and we're able to stay in Gold 4 and farm it pretty easily. That is the reason for that is because Arbiter is much faster. And then Big Gun, this is actually a really interesting approach that he has on Big Gun. He has crit rate gloves, but he has such high crit damage rolls everywhere else that it actually works. He was wearing a defense percentage chest. I went ahead and changed it to an attack percentage chest, so that way he does even more damage now. A lot of the times he'll just go in and one-shot the whole arena team, which is really nice. Eventually, we can re-gear him to where he has more speed, more attack, and more crit damage. Maybe a little bit of accuracy as well, but that will come with the Great Hall upgrades. He was also using Bad L on his arena team. I put in Venus instead, because with Big Gun, after Venus goes, like I said, he'll just go in and one-shot the entire enemy team, and what he doesn't one-shot, Rotos will clean up. Now for the Clan Boss team, we're using a Bad L. 3,700 defense. He can use more defense, but this is what we could get. Like I said before, I was having issues with amount of lifesteal gear that I have. Now, a lot of people think that just with Bad L is enough to keep your team alive, and that could technically be true if you had a very, very fast Bad L, but we couldn't get a very fast Bad L. So we definitely need lifesteal gear on everyone to keep them alive. Draco was fully re-geared. He's definitely wearing some weird gear here. Like this crit damage set really, this crit damage piece really shouldn't be here, but that's the best I can do. Draco has 3,400 defense, 180 speed, 228 accuracy. Could use a little bit more accuracy, and then decent hit points. Skull Crusher, we were able to get defense percentage chest, gloves, chest, and boots. He has 171 speed, 4,400 defense, which is really nice, and 35,000 health. Accuracy doesn't matter. Also here is a resistance banner, because it's the only banner that we can get with the speed substat to match the speed. Once we get better accessories, he will have even more defense. We're technically looking for defense banner with hit points percentage rolls and speed substat. Tyrell was not wearing lifesteal. He was wearing a full accuracy set. We went ahead and gave him a lifesteal set. He has 4,000 defense, 175 speed, 272 accuracy, so really nice. And then we have Frozen Banshee. Frozen Banshee has 179 speed, 3,500 defense, 27,000 health. Once again, these stats are kind of lowish for Ultra Nightmare, but this is the best that I could do with the gear that I had available. Actually, the gear wasn't even available to begin with. Like I said, we went ahead and farmed Dragon for a couple of days so we can go ahead and finish these champions. He has Grizzled Yar here. Once Grizzled Yar is complete, we will go ahead and use Grizzled Yar probably instead of Bad L on the clan boss, because we won't need the cleanse anymore. And who else are we using? Draco, Bad L, Skullcrusher, Tyrell, and Banshee. So yes, we went ahead and showed all the champions that we did for clan boss. Now, this account wasn't able to do Ultra Nightmare at all. We are now able to 4-key, which was our goal, and we're going to go ahead and show that now. Okay, so this is the team that we're using. Tyrell's here for the defense aura and the attack down, poison sensitivity and poisons. Battle also does poisons, but we really have him here for the cleanse. Eventually, we're going to use Grizzled Yara, because Yara has an increased defense and a block debuff, so we won't need a cleanse. Draco, defense down, weaken, and poisons, and our counter. Grizzled Yara currently isn't level 60, and he's not mastered, he's not leveled up, he's not booked, so we can't use him at the moment. But when that gets done, that's who we're going to change to. All right, let's go ahead and give this a run. We definitely do this team a little bit differently than we normally would. So turn 1 here, we're going to use Battle's A1 because we want to save Malice for when the clan boss does his stun to cleanse Tyrell. Now, normally here you would wait to put poison, to put defense down and weaken up with Draco until the counter turn, right? So right after the stun you would use this, but because we have too many poisons, we don't want to load the bar up with all the poisons and no defense down a weaken. We're going to use this now. Now Banshee's going to poison sensitivity. Tyrell will attack down, and Skullcrusher A1. Now Battle still A1. Draco can do his poisons. Banshee will do poisons. Tyrell, attack down. A1 again with Skullcrusher. Stun turn happens. See, if we didn't use our defense down weaken, we would have had more poisons up, and Draco wouldn't have been able to cleanse. Or I mean, Draco wouldn't be able to put decreased defense weaken down this turn right now because of the cleanse. Because we're going to put poisons up now. So that's why we use the decreased defense kind of out of turn. Now we're going to go ahead and A1 here. Banshee A1. And Tyrell, since attack down is already up. Well, actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and try to refresh attack down. Perfect. There we go. Counter with Skullcrusher. And now we can put it on auto. As I was mentioning, there are better options on this roster for a clan boss team, and as soon as those options become available, we're going to go ahead and use them. But for now, this is the best that we can do. Our goal is to 4-key Ultra Nightmare. Obviously, a 4-key Ultra Nightmare will also be able to do really well on Nightmare Clan Boss. But as long as we can 4-key, we technically did our job and what we came here to do. So we're going to be happy with that at the moment. So we got some resist there. Really, as long as attack down and at least defense down are up, we're happy. As you see, we're pretty much keeping a full bar of poisons, or I mean a full bar of debuffs up at all times. And that's technically what we're looking for. Draco also has Terrameter Masteries. I'm going to change those out. I'm just going to make sure with the account owner that it's okay that I use gems because the masteries were already changed. Skullcrusher's getting a little bit low on health there, making me nervous. Okay. Everything's working out fine so far. We definitely did not want that heal reduction. That's not very good. We can get resisted. We are a little bit low on Draco's accuracy. That will improve with better accessories, which we'll now be able to get from Spider because we have a Spider team. Right now, the most important thing to have up is attack down. It really, really helps. If we lose attack down at some point, game over. Ouch. Skullcrusher died. That's because some of the people are a little bit low on defense, but it's going to be much better once we can get increased defense up from Grizzly Jarl, and once we can get a little bit better artifacts. But 18.6 mil there. A little bit of a sketchy run, honestly, but this is more than good enough to do 4 key and get your rewards, from which you can get legendary books, epic books, sacred shards, ancient shards to increase our champion pool. And also, like I said, as we grind more artifacts and improve the artifacts on Tyrell, Draco, Skullcrusher, and even Banshee, and once we get Jarl in here with the defense up, the run will last a lot longer, and we could probably get closer to around 20 mil or so. Once we have really good artifacts, it will be possible to 3 key with this comp. Now, the only thing that's really inconsistent here is Skullcrusher. He will die sometimes very quickly because he won't proc War Master, and you can't really do anything about that. So if we get a Martyr or a Valkyrie, I can easily make a 3 key team. We also don't have artifacts for any sort of a speed comp at the moment, so this is pretty much the best we're going to get. Now, if we do 18.6 and then the next run we do like 16 point something, all around, this will average out to be a 4 key, and that's really what we're looking for here. We're looking to not spend any gems and still be able to get the max Ultra Nightmare reward. Now, his clan is currently not even able to down Ultra Nightmare, so he is pretty much further ahead of the game than a lot of his clan members. So by the time that they can actually kill Ultra Nightmare, we're going to have a much better team, and he will be able to do much better on the clan boss. At the end of the day, it's really all about the artifacts. We need better ones, and as I showed you earlier, we could even barely find the lifesteal gear that we needed, because we could barely find the lifesteal gear that we needed because the luck or the RNG just hasn't been so good with getting good lifesteal pieces, you know, with defense percentage, with accuracy, and because of his great haul, he's still working on it. This is a pretty fresh account. So once we have the Great Hall work done. Honestly, accuracy is the issue because we're having to sacrifice better gear for gear with accuracy rolls. Once the accuracy is worked on and we have this 10 out of 10, it will be much easier to gear. We can get rid of some of those accuracy pieces that he has and put on better artifacts with more defense percentage, with more speed, with more crit rate, damage, whatever it is. Because if we could do the damage on Ultra Nightmare quickly, it doesn't matter how long the battle goes, as long as we can get the damage that we need. So to quickly summarize, we made a clan boss team. We pretty much re-geared everyone for clan boss, and now we're able to 4-key Ultra Nightmare. We also halved the time of Fire Knight Dungeon. We progressed through Spider, and we also made Dragon faster by re-gearing Arbiter and Royal Guard, and also Cold Heart. We're also in Gold 4 comfortably. There's still room for improvement on this account, and as we get more gear and more silver, we're going to continue improving on this account, whether he wants to do it himself and ask for advice, or whether he wants me to go back and do it myself. We can do either or, but this is definitely a very good start and a very nice upgrade to the account. I think this is going to do it for today's video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.